Honorable Sampanthan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will second the motion, sir, moved by the Chief Opposition Whip. And may I have your indulgence to say a few words. There have been two incidents that have occurred recently. One in Ampare a few days ago, and the other one more recently in Kandy. The incident in Ampare occurred consequent to a suspicion pertaining to some activities in an eating house. If what is being said had happened in that eating house, I think that's a matter which needs to be investigated and appropriate action taken against the persons responsible. But instead of such action being taken according to the law, violence has been unleashed against a particular community. Eating houses have been destroyed, a mosque has been damaged, other business establishments were damaged. Large crowds engaged in these activities. They went to the scene of these activities on a large number of motorcycles and a bus and engaged in such violence. And it appears that the police station was not very far away, but these people seem to have been able to engage in all these activities and get away from the scene without their activities being stopped in any way by the law enforcement authorities. A few days later, consequent to an accident where youth had been injured, some other youth of the same community as the injured youth has set upon the driver of the vehicle responsible for the accident and apparently severely assaulted him. The youth so assaulted succumbed to his injuries in hospital. And consequent to the death of these youth, who happened to be from the majority community, a large number of shops, 4 mosques, a large number of houses, and members of a particular community have been attacked. The properties concerned, the shops, the mosques, the large number of houses have been very severely damaged, and members of a particular community have been personally attacked physically. I'm informed that one person was killed as a result of being caught up within a fire that emanated from a burning house. Such incidents have occurred in the past too. But for some time now, particularly after the change in government, we did not hear of such incidents. And I want to say, sir, that the occurrence of such incidents is clearly unacceptable. It is indicative of a sense of impunity. People seem to have the confidence that they can engage in such acts and that the arm of the law would not reach them, that the rule of law would not be enforced against them. It is not sufficient, sir, for some action to be taken after the incident is over. the role of the law enforcement authorities is called into serious question. I want to pose the question, sir, as to whether we have reached a stage when people think that the law enforcement authorities can be taken for granted, and that the law enforcement authorities are not a deterrent to whatever activities they are engaged in. Non-observance of the rule of law, sir, can only result in chaos in governance. I don't wish to exacerbate the situation, sir, by making any remark that may not be moderate. But I do want to pose the question as to whether this is purely a law and order situation. Such incidents happening intermittently and frequently, are they indicative of a purely law and order situation, or is there a deeper dimension to it? To what extent is the role of the state responsible from the point of view of the deeper dimension? Are all the citizens in this country treated as equals? Do all of them have justice on the basis of equality under the present structure of the state? Does not the structure of governance in this country, as the state is presently constituted, have an impact on the behavior of different citizens belonging to different communities? Do people of a particular community have the feeling that they are superior and others are inferior? That the other persons are second-hand citizens, second-class citizens, while they are superior citizens? And what is this attributable to? It is not attributable to the nature of the state of governance in this country. What is the point of you having 4 ministers or 5 ministers of a particular community in your government, when those people whom the ministers represent are not safe in this country? What is the point in positions being given of power and influence to persons of different communities if they can't achieve for their people what their people deserve? And if that is not achievable under the present state structure, under the present system of governance, there must be alterations and amendments, advancement of the system of governance to enable all the people in this country to feel that they are equal, without any one community feeling that they are superior to the others. It is my submission, sir, that such incidents are not purely a law and order situation. There is a much deeper dimension. Some people feel that they are superior, and that the others must submit themselves to such superiority. This must be eradicated, sir. And I think that is the prime cause of the trouble. It is, I think, sir, the duty of the state to ensure that the system of governance in this country is altered in such a way as to ensure that all the people of this country feel equal. Such incidents have an impact on the country as a whole. Our country is facing numerous difficulties. on the human rights front, violations of human rights laws, violations of international humanitarian laws, on the question of the ascertainment of truth, on the dispensation of justice, on the question of accountability. Our country is facing numerous difficulties in the international arena. We are called upon to answer many questions. Our economy is in a perilous state. The country must come out of all this. The country must be redeemed from all this. We have brought this situation upon ourselves by not doing what we needed to do at the right time. If what had to be done was done at the right time, this country would not have come to this situation. This country would have been a very advanced, developed country like Singapore or Thailand. Other countries are moving forward. We are moving backwards. That is what is happening in this country. This situation must change. And I think, sir, one of the primary changes that we need is that there must be a change in the structure of governance. That is fundamental. So that's why I would respectfully urge that while the law enforcement authorities do pull up their socks and ensure that all citizens of this country are treated equally, we also need to address the more fundamental issue of the structure of governance in this country being altered in such a way that you serve the needs of the people in the way the people desire, not really by conferring positions of power on a few individuals. Thank you, sir.